What's up, everybody?
What's good, everybody?
Episode 9 of the Difficult to Please podcast.
Oh shit, we made it to the last one.
Oh shit, we made it again.
To the third trilogy, we did it.
Or in Game of Thrones, this is like
First season.
This is the episode before the finale, which I think we're almost there.
Yeah, we're
almost to the finale.
Yeah, we're trying to
Season 1.
stop before the holidays really begin, just to give us everybody a break and everything.
Then recharge and then figure out what to do with season 2.
Season 2.
Damn. It's been a while.
It's been a while. It's been at least 3-4 weeks.
Yes. October for sure.
Oh, we're already midway in November, huh?
Yeah,
Thanksgiving
is next week, man.
Holy shit, I'm working Thanksgiving. That's good.
Fuck, what? I mean, it was like a month ago since we last...
Almost, right? Almost.
Yeah. So what's up, man? I think the last episode we talked about Complexcon.
About me.
We're going to Complexcon.
Yeah, and you going to Blackstar.
Yeah. So report back.
Report back now.
What happened?
2 weeks later. Let's see. Well, actually, you've been through a lot too. You had your Asian Film Festival stuff that's been going on. I mean, it's still going on right
now.
Yeah.
It's until Saturday. It's been light work for me. The rest. Yeah, it was a lot of energy watching for me. So the rest of the Asian Film Festival, they held it down. I kind of popped in, did a Q&A on Monday.
About what?
I did a Q&A with the filmmakers of this film titled Island Soldier, which is a documentary about the small island of Krosrai in Micronesia, and how a lot of the youth who are there or from there enlist in the military. So
Which military?
Any branch, but primarily this film followed people who were enlisting into the army.
The United States Army.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay,
it's a very complex kind of situation, because like they're not like citizens of America, but yet they can still serve in the military.
So it's another United States territory kind of thing?
No, but it's not.
It's not?
It's very complex.
It's not like Guam and those island nations?
No, it's not a territory. It's just kind of like a loose agreement where like the U.S. has control of like the waters, airspace around the island nation, which is the island chains of Micronesia, but they get to be like their own country. However, they citizens of Micronesia can enlist in the military, the U.S. military. So it's really fucking complex.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So I did a Q&A on Monday with the people who made the film. So that was pretty cool.
So you're the one directing the questions?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's awesome then, man. Any other Asian films that really stood out to you? Have you seen all of them?
I've not seen all of them, to be honest.
Okay, what were the ones that really stood out to you?
But I still there's ones I want to figure out and trying to see. Have you heard about this movie called Oh Lucy? It's a J drama kind of thing.
Is that one about the Asian woman who adapts like an American name?
Yeah, and Josh Hartnett is in it.
Oh, see, I didn't know who the actors were. I heard it was just kind of interesting.
It's very interesting, but I really want to see that.
One of them that actually caught my attention, this is actually before I knew it was on the Asian Film Festival, was the one about aliens?
Shit, I have to look at that one. I don't know what that is.
It's like a romance or something like that. It's about like this dude who doesn't really like pay attention to his wife, then suddenly like aliens are invading her kind of thing. Okay, it's super random, but I heard it's like
the trailer. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. I don't know this film. Someone told me it was actually really dramatic, and I was like, oh, okay, because I thought it was gonna be stupid. I was like, well, all right, it's just people looking at aliens and stuff. It was like kind of like how people deal with it, but then it's about this relationship between this dude and this girl. I heard it was good, so I don't know, maybe.
Interesting.
Huh?
There's a John Cho one where he's
John Cho.
Yeah, he's
relevant.
He finds himself in Columbus, Ohio for like architecture. Like, 'cause I guess Columbus, Ohio is like one of like a mecca in real life about like architecture stuff.
Oh, really?
Studies. I don't know if it's studies or like the field or like actual buildings. So I was like, oh, this sounds interesting.
Like Cleveland, Ohio?
No, like Columbus, Ohio.
Oh,
But
you
like
said Columbus.
Ohio,
My bad,
Ohio.
my bad.
Like here, Ohio. In America, Ohio.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, I mean, shit. What I mean, speaking of film, and there was a lot of culture, going on the last few weeks. Seeing on Instagram, seeing on my feed, I'm assuming there was a lot of culture at Complexcon because we've been hyping this. Well, we've been hyping it up because I mean, NERD was supposed to perform, and all these people, all these brands were dropping exclusives and all that stuff.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
All right. So
Go.
I didn't go. All right. I didn't go to. I didn't get the concert tickets, right?
Right.
And then like 2 days
So wait,
after,
did it sell out?
Yeah, the concert tickets sold out.
So they did sell out, but
Yeah.
it's okay.
So the concert tickets sold out, but after I bought the tickets, it was 2 days later when NERD dropped Lemon,
Yeah.
and I was like, no.
And I heard they did the whole like album. They
Yeah,
played the whole album.
I heard they did it too.
Fuck.
Actually, it was really dope because one of the guys was about to give me his badge to go. He's like, I'm not actually going to the concert if you want to go. But I was with my nephew, and he's like, oh, dang, if I knew earlier, I would have asked my friend. We would have gave it to both of you. I was like, motherfucker. So that was...
Ooh, that hurts. That really does hurt.
But there was a lot of... Okay, so there were 2 concerts going on. There's one at the main stage, which is what NERD like performed at night.
Yeah.
But then in the hall, there was actually like a stage. Just for people to go there and like chill if you're like done shopping.
Is that where like DJ Khaled, like the other, not the headliners, but like the other?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where everyone
like DJs and stuff.
Yeah, like Travis Barker was there randomly. Like
Oh,
someone
sick.
someone brought him up. There's a lot of guest performances. Like Pharrell came out with Migos and Lil Uzi. Not that I really care about. I'm just saying like they weren't even on the schedule. So they just like
I heard the
dropped in.
Migos was there too.
Yeah, Migos was there. They came in with Uzi Vert and Pharrell randomly. I wasn't there, but yeah. Okay, so let me tell you about my Complexcon real quick.
As a 30-year-old, tell me how your experience goes.
As a 30-year-old, I was mainly people watching, but I was legit in line for 7 hours.
I was getting messages from JV on Facebook Messenger, and he kept saying, I'm still in line. And then I was like, yo, Rona, like, JV's still in line for this. I don't know what he was in line for. But that text was repeating for like the rest of the day.
Right, from 11:30 until 7 p.m. So from the opening of the area
Okay.
to the closing, I was there in line.
Okay, so what was this for then?
Complexcon merchandise.
So like all the stuff that they like,
Murakami did. and
everything the more shit. That's
stuff that Murakami did and stuff that whatever the Complexcon people did, like the actual American staff did.
so it was like the Murakami backpack, or was it or
The hat, the bag,
backpack, shirt.
some pins. Yeah, I actually should have bought more, but then I was so tired by then.
I could imagine if you're in line like 8 hours, 6, 7. I don't know. You said how long?
7 hours.
Yeah, I would have given up probably at hour 3.
Okay, so I thought it was gonna be a max of 3 hours. Like,
Okay.
I actually made friends in line because we were there. The
This
whole
sounds
time.
like Comic-Con lines.
Right,
Like you kind
but
of.
not as bad. It could have been better handled for sure. It could have been better handled.
Yo, I was also like, cause like my feed was like everybody was like Complexcon, like all the brands I follow and shit, and I saw that there were like fights in line and then different like lines.
Probably.
Yeah, just not in the Complex merch line.
Right. So it was actually more organized in the Complex merchandise line. What sucks
what do
is
you
that
mean?
they should have better regulated it for one thing.
People were cutting.
People were cutting
For sure,
Not
man.
enough stuff. Yeah.
When a line gets that long as line management, it's just kind of like, what are you gonna do?
Right.
I mean, the homies are gonna get their homies in or whatever.
Yeah. So like that actually happened to me right before I got to the cash register.
Oh shit!
Like some dude who was with us the whole time was like, "Oh yeah, like my homie was here," and he's like, "Yeah, man, I was in line, and then like I left for a few hours and came back." And we're like, "No, you weren't, man. We were here all 7 hours. We didn't see you at all, like from start to beginning." But then first it was just one dude, so the guys in front of us were like,
Yeah.
all right, whatever, right?
Yeah.
But then he brought in like 4 other dudes.
Oh.
So that's when like all of us and like behind him were like, no, you can't do that shit. Like, so all of us like jumped ahead of him. And it's like, no, dude, that's you. But then the guy was like trying to give a speech about it. He's like, man, I'm trying to do what I got to do to get the merchandise. And because these people are resellers. So that's the new thing now. Like resellers isn't actually like a real thing.
Oh,
like,
yeah. It's for sure.
So like, I'm going to break it down to like, this is my view on Complexcon. Like the resellers, like, the hype beast, and then like the clothing, like just the fashion scene in general.
Okay.
So people are resellers now. That's the new thing. Like people go there, they'll drop like 5,000 or 3,000, 5,000 to come up times 2, times 3, or whatever they made. And then like they do cut in line. They really don't give a fuck. They really don't.
Yeah.
They don't care about you. They don't care about the people behind them. If they can get in, they can get in. And that for me was like, these people don't really care about the fashion scene. They're just taking advantage of it.
Yeah.
Right. So like thinking about the fashion scene now, I'm like, it's very consumer based, right? Like I was looking at the Akira line for Supreme, like people, and I didn't think it was that dope.
Oh, it wasn't. It could have been.
It could have been better,
way better.
And I just listened to like my nephew talk about it. I listened to other people like who were like rocking it, and I'm just like, that's not even that sick.
Yeah, it isn't. Like the design, like on the Akira Supreme stuff, was very like. I'm surprised that they used like manga, black and white.
When it wasn't originally a manga.
I was like, what is this, dude? Like, why don't you use one of the stills? Like,
yeah, use a still and just. But I guess it wouldn't contrast the red and the red Supreme logo that well.
But it was like originally the like, if you see what they offered for the shirts, the hoodies, it was like there was no like branding. You know, it's just like a minimal like Supreme.
It's really small.
But it wasn't even like their box logo on the shirt. It was just, it's really small. It's whatever.
Yeah, it was on the drawing still or whatever.
Yeah, that's so, like I was like, I mean, people were gonna buy it, and I was excited to see it, but it was just the artwork itself was kind of like disappointing.
It was a letdown, right?
It was a super letdown.
But people will eat it up.
Hell yeah, brand. It's so, the brand more than like the collaboration itself.
It's the brand. It's definitely the brand. That's why I think like the Supreme Louis Vuitton like work. I'm like, okay, that kind of works. It made more sense for me.
Yeah, and it's that stuff was very, very like hard to attain anyways.
Mm-hmm. Man, its own Paris run show.
Yeah.
Okay, but then so I'm gonna go to the fashion. Like Complexcon is about who can swag each other out. Who can swag each other out the most. You know what I mean? It's like an ultimate like hype beast cosplay.
It's
like gathering.
Yeah, that I think that's why I was kind of like turned off to go. Was more like I didn't want to cop anything, so if I just wanted to people watch, I'm like,
right.
It's just like
I people watch online. It was hilarious.
Was it like a street jack / kind of like Instagram come to life, but more annoying?
It's definitely a lot more annoying. I'm gonna say that right now.
Is it because you hear people talking, and then only, just like talking dumb shit about like
that too,
the culture?
That too, and there are actually people from Japan, and there's so many foreigners over there too trying to rock shit. And I would always like, okay, I was about to go in a baby Milo hoodie, and stuff like that, but I ended up like discarding all that for a plain button up. Okay, actually, it was one of my like no name button ups, and jeans, and a hat.
Yeah.
And the only thing I had that was worth hype piece was like my Adidas camo.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, these are sick. More of these. But then when I went over there, man, I saw some shit I would never see before, and I would always think about people's outfits. I'm like, dude, that person's wearing like a $10,000 outfit.
Yeah.
Like I saw some ridiculous dude like walking around in a Supreme Louis Vuitton hoodie.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, which costs like $675, but retail at the upsale is $6,000.
Yeah.
and he's wearing like super nice shoes and everything.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And I'll see like people are so. I don't know if there was like people taking pictures or something like that. There was no like street snaps or anything.
Yeah.
At least I didn't see any. That's because I was in line for 7 hours. So people are really like hella devoted to this fashion scene, and I'm like, man, these people like really drop so much money on.
But it's
on
like
clothes.
It's like at this point, I think in fashion, when it comes to like streetwear, it's like, is it a matter of really understanding how to dress yourself, or is it more of like you just buy what is like popular, or you're buying, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think that's what it is.
Is it more like you're just buying to buy the name? Like
Yeah.
you're going to buy.
It's like, I got a Supreme shirt. Check it.
And then I have my Babe hoodie
I got
with
my Babe
the
hoodie,
BBC
so,
jeans,
yeah.
et cetera, going so forth.
I got the NR80 BBC collab. What's up with it? You know what I mean?
Man,
So, okay, so am I about the scene? Not really. I actually was more interested in seeing what the scene was about. I was hoping to talk to like Bobby Hunter and
Yeah.
Jeff Staples and stuff
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, because I just really want to know about like what's new with the, like what's changed with the scene. That was like my big question, because I was thinking about when on the drive there. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, if I meet some people, I want to ask them that question so I
Yeah.
can talk about it in today's podcast. I'm gonna be like, all right, so what's so different about like the scene when you guys started in 2000s until now?
Yeah.
And if it's changed, or is there a route they want to go now, like having matured or something like that? And I'm always just so curious about that. And like, I'm seeing the scene now, I'm like, I think it's a lot more worse than compared to when we were getting into it, when it was still like 5950, Upper Playground.
I'm just thinking like what changed? Like, what was it different? Like in the 10 years plus, right? Like, what changed in the culture that said like, let's drop like, you know, a G plus on my entire outfit?
Right.
Like a what? Like, or like, what is it? Instagram? Did Instagram change everything?
It's the media, it's Instagram, it's music,
I don't know. Like that. Like, what is it?
it's identity, it's people trying to find themselves kind of thing too.
It's so weird. It's like maybe
Because we were like that too.
yeah, and
right?
I think that's the point of like
That was hype piece.
that was the point of our initial podcast of like what we were trying to do is like reflect on like our 20s, and it's like looking back, you're like, fuck, what happened in this last decade?
Right.
Since that, like,
It's so superficial in a
just
way.
yeah, just like for me, like buying kicks and copying kicks is not the same as when I first started, you know, collecting or whatever.
Mm-hmm. No, it's Raph.
I don't. It's
Just kidding. It's a Raph. I like your shoe collection.
but for me, like, if it's still, it's a different feeling. It's like I don't. It's like in me, something changed, and then it's like what I think is what, and it's still kind of like there's obvious like that millennial thing we keep bringing up is like there's something that changed between us and these new kids coming up,
Mm-hmm.
where there's things that we think are cool, and there's, you know, that we think they're cool, but they are not going to think it's cool.
Right.
It's like a Venn diagram. And
Yeah, a little bit.
And it's in hypebeast culture and street culture. There's like a sliver of like where we're at isn't that fucking center of like,
Mm-hmm.
and everything else is like to the sides and shit. Like it's just so weird.
Right. So, you know, I went with my nephew, right?
Yeah.
So I brought home the purpose of trying to expose him to brands.
Mm-hmm.
But sadly, I was 7 hours in line, so I couldn't really like. I told him like just go and see what you wanted to see,
Yeah.
right? But then he would always talk about Supreme,
Yeah.
and I remember telling him like, I was like, I remember when Supreme wasn't really that dope back then. Like it was
No, what and
right. It wasn't.
no, but the funny thing is now is, and it's like hindsight is always 2020, right? Like
Mhm.
the shit now, I'm like, this shit that they're putting out is kind of whack. Where the old shit's like, I think it's still better.
Right.
The shit that we're coming up on is like better. It's just so weird to me.
Mhm.
Like the Ghost and Raekwon shirt.
Mm-hmm.
the Kermit shirt,
Mike Tyson shirt.
Mike Tyson. Because even like the summer when they did the Nas shirt, I was super hyped about it. But then I was like, it doesn't have that same feeling that when I saw the Ghost and Raekwon and Mike Tyson, Kermit. Like it doesn't bring that same like, oh shit, that's the Mike Tyson. Like it's
Like, oh shit, that works. That's sick. Like,
Yeah.
why is Kermit the Frog wearing a Supreme shirt?
Or like, was it
Right?
last year? Was it Morrissey last year?
I don't remember, but
Yeah.
I'm just like I'm
It's
seeing
a
it
different
now.
feeling.
It's a different
really
feeling, definitely. And he says it's really dope. But another brand he really liked that I kind of heard of, but not really, because I know they're at Anime Expo.
Yeah.
Is a brand called Bait that kind of mixes like fashion with nerdism.
You know what the funny thing is about Bait? I've always thought that Bait is the new Triumvir.
You know what? Now that I think about it, that's possible.
Because
they have a lot of nerd collaborations.
yeah, they have a lot of Street Fighter stuff. And I was like, this is like, I think this is they picked up where Triumvir left off and doing all the combinations of the nerd and kind of like bringing that to more relevant, like, you know, to demographic, I guess. It's just so weird.
And do you remember that old Bait picture I posted at Anime Expo when they had the Marvel versus Marvel ASICS collab?
Oh yeah.
God, that's Bait too. And I regret it. That was like a sick collab I really, really like. So I think I vibe with Bait a lot.
Bait's pretty cool, and
Bait's pretty sick.
because they still do like a lot of the bear bricks, and I think
They do. They had a
did
whole
you
collection.
drop by their booth or their setup?
Yeah, I did. I
And then,
managed
like,
for
all
like 10
the
minutes.
Decepticons and all that stuff.
That was
pretty
sick
cool
to me,
I was like,
yeah.
oh wow, yeah.
That was really dope. So I'm saying, like, I guess something like, so brands like the hundreds
Yeah.
kept everything affordable, right?
Yeah.
And then when I think about Supreme, the guy I was talking to in line was saying like Supreme's always marketed themselves about being like high, like a high brand. But then I never got that feeling when back then it was Stussy, BBC, and Babe that ran everything. Because for me, like Babe was like the luxury street brand.
Because of the price point.
Right.
Because Babe was the way that Nego had how he approached it was like, I'm gonna overprice this shit. And you're gonna pay for it. I'm gonna give my shit to Pharrell, the Clips, etc. Kid Cudi, you're all, and then everyone's gonna wear Bape.
This is an influence. It's an influence from like the media, music.
But it's so weird because at the end of the day, Supreme really capitalized on exclusivity.
Did it really?
Yeah.
So they only put out like 30 shirts?
Yeah, this is why,
Kinda
like,
thing?
every time, like, I think one of the times that we went to LA, I think it was the same summer that the Kermit stuff dropped.
It did. I remember that.
Because I remember you asking about it, and they're like, no, we sold out.
Yeah, I remember about that.
Yeah, so it's like that kind of feeling. It's like they always kind of capitalized on having like, we're only gonna do X amount of stuff every time we put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even remember when they started doing online sales. Shit.
Right. I remember back then you used to make
You would have to fucking go to the store. I'm like, I'm not gonna go to LA and fucking stand in line.
Right. I remember for Faded Hawaii you called them.
I will fucking they were way more exclusive. But that's the thing about like exclusivity. It fucking it sometimes it works sometimes, and then what is it? Kind of like how the hundreds, they always have something, and they always have a variety of product.
Right.
And it's like they have and not the variety, they have a variety and the quantity of each product.
Mm-hmm.
So that they're always gonna have a line of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
you think Supreme did it right, or are you just saying like their method was it worked for them?
the way that they approached it it works.
Because you got your loyal followers, man.
Yeah.
Those people are gonna, but half those people are resellers.
Yeah, because it's like, dude, it's like fucking capitalism, man. It's like supply and demand. The kids still want Supreme, so
because they see other people wear Supreme, right? They see their favorite rappers wearing Supreme, right?
yeah. But it's so weird to me because I'm like, like as a fucking teenager and as a young adult in my early 20s, I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking drop, $100 plus on a t-shirt.
But if you do, get your name up, I guess, right?
Yeah, you gotta do it.
But I guess isn't it what your 20s is? It's trying to like get your identity.
It is, and I think it also comes down to what we were talking about in the earlier episodes of like budgeting.
Yeah, it doesn't really apply
like
when
I'm like
when you're older.
Didn't really know how to budget, so I'm like, yeah, I'll buy kicks, I'll bust a paycheck on it, it's fine. I'm gonna get another paycheck. Like, it's not ending until I quit or I get fired. Okay, so while you were in line for like 7 hours, was there like one regret from there? Like,
so my nephew and I talked about that after I bought my stuff. He just looked at me and he's like, I asked him, I'm like, don't ask me if I regret if this is worth it. Because I got what I wanted, to be honest. But what I essentially really wanted to do was actually, I wanted to hear some talks. I did. I actually wanted to hear talks. I wanted to see other brands.
Yeah.
I wanted to see like I wanted him to expose to them because freaking Alphanumeric was there under a different brand name. I think they're called Alpha Industries now. And
I think it's something different. I think Alphanumeric is kind of its own thing. But go ahead. Sorry.
Because I thought I saw an Alphanumeric shirt. That's why. That's why I was like, the hell, Alphanumeric's here too. So I wanted him to expose him to all that because I didn't want him to get caught up. Like I told him, like the big thing I want to teach you when I'm here is don't believe the hype. Like you hear that everywhere, right? Like,
don't believe the hype. Yeah, you're at fucking Complexcon.
Like I'm at Complexcon. Don't believe the hype, man. Just look at other shit. And that was like my goal because there is more to that than Supreme and all that. And man, seeing these people wearing Louis Vuitton Supreme like scarves and Takashi Murakami Louis Vuitton bags, I was like, dude, how do people like drop all this much money for a day of looking good? Like, what's it gonna do for you? Essentially, that's what I really want to know. What's it gonna do for you? It like, is Pharrell gonna like come to you and be like, oh shit, you look dope, I want you to model for or some shit like that? Like, what's the best scenario that's gonna happen for you?
It's stunting in real life, and it's stunning on the gram. That's it, man.
Is it?
That's really what it is. In the 10 years, and like you said, in the reasons what happened, what changed is, I still think Instagram is a big part of it. Instagram changed how we approach clothes, how we approach style. Anyone can be a style blogger. Anyone can dress like Pharrell or whatever. It's like more accessibility. You know, because even 10 years ago, everyone was still trying to dress like Pharrell.
True.
Everyone had bandanas around their face and fucking had babes in a white tee. Like, it's just,
but now you can show it off.
Now it's like more accessible. Like, oh, hey, I'm on Instagram. I have this many followers. I'm on your Explorer. Blah, 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 blah.
Damn, that's crazy.
Right.
But for what? To what end? Like, what's the point? I had a lot to think about in 7 hours. All right, this is all going in my mind. The 7 hours. I'm like, why am I here? Why are these people reselling? Could I resell? Is this what I should be doing? Like, is it to the point where if I do go to Complexcon next year, which is even though I gave feedback on it and I said it was really shitty, but I would go back just because I want to do it right this time. And if I really was going to go back and try to do shopping at the same time, I actually would consider the VIP ticket.
Oh, man.
The $400 ticket. I would. And let me tell you why. I'm going to think about this through like an investment mentality. So you invest $400, go to Complexcon for 2 days. You get an hour early access. to all the booths and stuff. I'll go to a booth. I will buy a bunch of shit. I'll try to drop 5 grand on it. Hold on. The point of it is to resell and get my money back on the 400 and regain the 7 hours I would have lost. Really. And try to make a G out of it. Like if I could come in, I spend
that is capitalism right there.
Right? That's the mentality I had in line. I'm like, what a waste of my 7 hours. I'm here in line. I didn't see anybody. My nephew saw Pharrell twice. He saw...
Like walking around?
Yeah.
Fuck, that's cool though.
Because Pharrell was just checking out other shit. And there were other celebrities around, like Andre 3000.
Yeah, because he was selling shit.
And he had his own talking. He was walking around. Because a bunch of people were just chilling and walking around. Like a lot of celebrities were just walking around. Because they were part of the audience, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So...
You're just standing in line.
And I was standing in line for 7 hours. For a bag, a hat, and a pen I bought for 200. I should have bought more so I could resell it later. Because I was looking at some skate decks for like 180.
You could have sold that for like 5, huh?
I could have sold that for... It's going for 1.2 right now.
Oh, shit. Damn.
Right?
Resale game is too serious.
So,
that's pretty serious.
That's the capitalism part of my head. So if I'm ever going to go Complexcon again...
Oh, shit.
I would actually try to invest into the $400 ticket to get there an hour early just to buy merchandise. Wow. Really? That's how...
And you didn't even see
I didn't
Nerd.
see anything. I didn't see Nerd. I didn't see anything. So, was it worth it? Not really, but it was a good learning lesson. Like, I got what I wanted because I like Takashi Murakami.
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking at my Herschel bag. I actually kept it in a wrapper.
Yeah.
And I'm staring at it because I was like, if I sell you for over a G, my 7 hours are worth it.
Oh, wow. What's funny is that like your Complexcon experience is like the total opposite of my Blackstar experience.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that, please.
It's total opposite. Like,
okay, what happened to you at Blackstar? I want to hear about this because I missed out on talking to people from Tribe because I'm pretty sure I'm like 60% sure Q-Tip cut me off at the bathroom.
Like he said you were waiting in line.
No. I was in line and I was about to scoot forward and then fucking it had to be Q-Tip because I've seen his face in photos so many times. He just walked in front of me right when I was stepping forward. I'm like, oh, all right, whatever. Like I was about to make a step forward. He walks in front of me. I'm just like, the fuck? Because Ollie was there.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, like, was Tip really there?
He was there though.
He was?
He has like a tribe. There's a tribe
called Quest booth.
Yeah, I think there's some bands coming out.
Okay, actually, I hit up Erica.
Okay.
One of Oliver's friends.
Yeah.
Do you remember her?
I don't. I'm sorry.
Okay, she's like half Filipino.
I don't.
Okay, she actually works for a shop called Quest.
A shop called Quest.
Yeah,
sounds
or something
cool.
like that,
Okay.
or a brand called Quest, something like that. Sorry, forgive me. But she actually hit me up because I told her, oh, I'm going there, Complexcon, and she actually texted me, "Hey, Ollie's gonna be here. You think you can come by?" I'm like, I'm in line. So, anyways,
Man.
I missed out on a lot. I regret it. If I was gonna do it again, I would approach it through a capitalist mindset just to save time and money.
Damn.
Anyways, lighter note. Let's go talk about Blackstar, which is sounds like a doper experience than I had.
Dude, I think about how you're talking for like the last half hour about how your Complexcon experience was like. You're like, oh, I stood in line for 7 hours. I'm like, I stood in line for like 10 minutes to get patted down.
And I had like a great 2-hour show.
Yeah, basically. So it's funny how in San Diego, like especially at North Park, I haven't been to a show in North Park that ends past 12. And the headline, me and Rona got to the venue at 7, when doors opened, but then Mos Def and Talib didn't go on to like 9-ish. Or was it 10 even?
Did they even have an opener?
It might have been 10 actually.
Okay, did they have an opener?
Yeah.
Who?
I don't remember. Some random guy.
Okay.
It was a dope fucking hour and a half show. Mos and Talib, like, they brought that energy, like, that was like clearly there from like the album. And they, they haven't toured in like fucking years or whatever. They haven't performed together a lot. Mm-hmm. And then it's like when you hear fucking redefinition, I was like, oh shit! Like my mind fucking blew, and I was like, oh, it took me back, and I was like watching a video in my head. I was like, oh shit, this is like happening. This is real life. Mm-hmm. And like Mos did his piece, and then it's like, which was cool was that Mos would do some solos, and then like Talib would be the hype man for him. Mm-hmm. And then like they would do a Blackstar song, and then like Talib ended the show, I think, with a few of his solo stuff. Like when he did Get By, whew, I was like, yeah, this is a good way to end the show. This is pretty solid.
Sounds great, man.
No, it was like, because in the venue, the way that they have it, it's like they had like steps and like railing. So we're kicking on a railing, so it's not like we're down in the pit. So we had a good space, and there was not like people fucking bumping into us and shit, and it was all good. Like it was fucking like that was a fucking experience, man. I was like, yes, I fucking went to see Blackstar before I fucking died. This is amazing.
Right. Did he say anything about a second album dropping?
No.
Fuck. It's a hard audience. Like, how was the age range? Was there anyone young?
There was nobody young. Everyone was definitely 30 something and up.
How were they dressed? Anyone hype?
No. Everyone. Well, see, the funny thing is that because they moved the show, it was on Halloween. So I mean, there's some people dressed up in costumes or whatever, mm-hmm. but it wasn't like Complexcon. It's like the total opposite of Complexcon.
Right.
Me and Rona might have been the youngest people there.
See, I was like, at Complexcon, there's a good variety of age.
Yeah.
But Jesus.
But yeah,
I would trade that experience.
I was super happy that like they performed together, and they got to do their own solo shit too, which is like very fucking like enjoyable. Mm-hmm. I was like, yes.
Did they do all their older stuff, or did most pull out some new stuff?
No, it was all older shit. I think there was like one or two obscure songs that I kind of forgot, or I just didn't remember. I was like, what was this song, or blah 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 blah. But for the most part, like they performed like classic shit, like most
mathematics.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna say yeah. Fact check me.
I can't. I wasn't there. I was in line for 7 hours at Complexcon.
Oh, yeah. Back to it.
Yeah, so we'll talk about reselling for a minute. And you're talking about, like, you always, like, empty out your closet every year and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, because this shit, like, it accumulates. And for me and Rona, we have a 1-bedroom, so it's like, what the fuck am I going to put all this shit?
Yeah, and that was me last year. I was getting rid of a bunch of shit, too. Mm-hmm. And then I was doing the Marie Kondo method. Since we're just clowning on it for a bit, let's just talk
fucking
about it.
Magic.
It's real though, right? Like, I had that moment last year where I was like, I have so much shit in my room, and I just fucking purged that shit.
It felt good.
It felt good.
Okay.
It felt super good. That's why I was like, oh. Then I was really looking into like minimalism life and stuff like that. And a lot of it I couldn't really do, but for the clothes for sure. Like material possessions for sure. Like when they say like, oh, you have to get rid of some of the books you don't read. I'm like, well,
that's dumb.
Yeah, I'm like looking at them like, well, I like half these books, so fuck you.
You're like, yeah.
But the clothes I got rid of for sure.
I think clothes are relatively easy. There's definitely like pieces that everyone gets attached to. You're like, I remember this. Da-da-da. Good times.
Yeah, man. I had to take a picture of like the clothes I really like. I think I put it on Instagram. I took a picture of clothes I really like, and I donated. I was like, all right, go. Here, a Bode shirt I never wore ever since I bought it. I'm donating. I dropped $60 on this shirt, and I was like, I never wore you once. No, I lied. I wore you once. Fuck, that shirt was sick. That was the only yellow shirt I ever had. But sadly, I had to let it go. Because that's not my jam anymore.
Well, at least if you go to Complexcon, or if you even fucking accumulate stuff until Complexcon next year, you can like fucking resell it now. You're like, you have a better fucking mindset.
Right.
Like, I don't have to even keep this for long. I'm out. Give it away.
Some hypebeast might want to buy this. Sick. Easiest plus $300 I've ever made. It's dope. So you really feel like purging, like since you said it, like why do you think purging's so important for us? I'm just curious. Like, why did it become a thing when we got older? Is it because like you and Rona, like for one thing, you and Rona now share a closet.
Yeah.
In his 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, that's
one thing, right?
That's definitely one thing.
I think for
space.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely I have too much shit. Really. One, laundry's a hell of
as long as you're not a hoarder. Hoarder.
I hoard some stuff, but I'm really thinking about getting rid of it. Like, I'm staring at it. I'm like, I could get rid of you. And then I'm looking at my figures and my toys. I'm like, I don't know if I buy more. I don't know where to put you anymore.
So you're like at max for your toys.
Right. So I remember when I bought some, I donated some or I gave some away. I'm like, dude, do you like this toy? I'm like, oh, it's like, here, have it. I don't want it anymore. Oh, I need to make room for other toys. Like, that's the thing. Like, I have a limit now. Like, I have a limit that I know how much I should carry. And I kind of know where my obsession needs to stop. Because for me, I'm one of those people where if I get one, like, little Toki Doki toy, I need the whole fucking set.
Damn, homie, for
yeah, I'm that person. So for my other figures, it's a series. So if they all came from one series, I need all of them.
Bro, that's something in your...
So that's what I'm saying. Like, then that's when I was like, when I started dropping all this money on it, I'm like, I need to stop. I need to stop.
Wait a minute.
I really, really, really need to stop. Because one, it gets expensive, right?
Yeah, because you're like, I need it all.
Right. So that's what I'm thinking. Like, isn't that like just... Isn't this what these resellers do too? Like these hype beasts, these people, these like loyalists to these brands. Isn't that what they do? Like, I need everything from every single season they ever drop. Or like that's how I feel. Like this, like if I want to stay updated and relevant, this is what I need. Like I need every single season of Supreme shirts to stay hype, to stay dope. Like that's it, to stay hip and relevant.
Man.
And I just can't do that. Like there has to be a limit. There really has to be a limit of like you being okay with your like likes and desires or whatever, you know, like what you fuck with, and then your wallet. Because when you're older, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah. It's so fucking true, man. Like, it's like, well, it's just like the priorities change.
Right.
And I think, I guess to sum it up is like, taste changes at a certain time, or you know, for myself it changes at I think my late 20s. Was that like
you start working?
I was like, yo, I couldn't fucking keep up. I think keeping up is like a fucking trap.
It is a trap.
Like keeping up with style and kicks and shit like that. I was like, fuck, like keeping up is it's a fucking pain in the ass. And it's just like I taper it off, and it's like I pick up things every once in a while. I'll just be mad fucking picky, and it's I don't know. I don't like stunt for the gram really. I don't know. It's just like I have a very complex relationship to fucking fashion and being streetwear and hype beast. I don't know, hype beastism.
Sure.
But I mean, it's just about fucking me at least being responsible, being an adult too.
And we can't hate these brands too, the people who are like kind of perpetuating it, because that's their job, that's their living. Like this is what they're about.
Yeah.
This is their shit. And we can't tell them like, hey, you need to stop promoting massive consumerism and spending. You know what I mean? You can't tell that to like a company. That's kind of like stupid.
Yeah.
So like I can't hate these brands because they're doing what they're doing. And I can't say like the people falling for it, like, you know, you're all idiots, but at the same time it's like
You're idiots.
You're idiots, but it's like I'm kind of gonna back up the brands though, because we were in that situation at one time.
Yeah.
So like the brands and you're successful like Supreme, good for you, man. Like you guys are really doing what Erwin and I like tried to do and we just couldn't. And that's dope.
And JV hates Complexcon.
But I'm gonna go back. I'll go back. I'll do it right.
All right. This has been episode 9.
This is episode 9. A big
the Complexcon rant.
A Complexcon rant. But I'm not trying to say you guys were shitty. I'm just saying it could have been better ran. I would definitely go next year though. I would definitely go next year.
JV's trying to come up 5Gs next time.
Hell yeah. Hey, and good shit with you guys trying to limit resellers though at Complexcon. I really like that. I hope everyone like takes that to like all the other booths take that, because just real quick, the Complexcon merchandise made it so you can only buy one.
Oh yeah, that's smart.
One per
head.
No, like
one per card.
Yeah, so you couldn't buy 2 hats.
Oh.
You could buy 1 hat. So you could buy one of this and one of the snapback, but you couldn't buy 2 and 2. Like that. So it was really sick because they wanted to be accessible to everybody, which is dope. So I hope everyone else does that, because people who wait 7 hours in line can't fucking grab.
Here we go
else.
again.
So it's dope. Go back. It's sick. If you go check out the scene, check it out. And if you want to see that artist that you really want to see that haven't been reunited for over like 10 years, you should really check them out too.
Spend money on music.
Yeah, spend money, music, and good experience. Don't spend it on fucking waiting 7 hours online eating nothing but nachos, okay? It's not worth it. There's more out there. Spend your time wisely.
All right, peace.
Peace.